Thank you, Nick. Thank you all for inviting us to be here this morning and for your cooperation and partnership with us through the years. Grace is a multifaceted outreach program dedicated to helping the under-resourced in Grapevine, Colleyville, and Southlake. And yes, there are under-resourced in Colleyville and Southlake. And we see them every day. My wife, Vicki, works in the intake office, and she has a story for me almost every afternoon when we're riding back home. The many facets of Grace start at the main office, where we have our clothing department, where we have packets of clothes ready for kids of all ages and sizes, according to the season, gender perfect. We have clothing for the men, for jobs, for job interviews. Sometimes these guys have an opportunity to go to a job interview and they don't have the clothes to wear. So they can come to Grace, get a suit of clothing, a shirt, some good shoes, and be able to do that interview. For the women, we have vouchers. You know, it's a little more difficult to dress the ladies, so we give them a voucher to one of our resale stores. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So they can go down and pick out the attire that they need for their job interview or for their work. We have a transitional housing program where single mothers can come out of an abusive situation, move into a completely furnished apartment, one bedroom, and go through our 2-year program that requires several different training classes, finances, budgeting, work resumes, things like that. If they need transportation, quite often vehicles that are donated to Grace end up being the vehicle for one of our transitional housing ladies. When they graduate from this program after 2 years and move into their own apartment, they take everything with them that was in their apartment at transitional housing. They are supplied with linens, cookware, dinette sets, beds, everything. And then our God Squad comes in, completely refurnish it for the next lady to be able to move in. We have a community clinic that also provides for our under-resourced. You have to be a Grace client, but they have several clinics throughout the week. So many numerous ones, I can't mention all of them, and they're changing every day. We have women clinics, we have diabetes clinics, we have a chiropractor that comes in. Our main clinic is on Tuesday nights, and they run from 5 until 9 o'clock at night. And these are all volunteer doctors that give up of their time to come over and do these different clinics for us. We have 2 resale stores. The things that you donate to Grace, if we don't use them in our clothing department, they will go into our resale store where people can come in and get good quality clothing at a reasonable price. And that money helps provide money for Grace to operate on. We have our donation station where you all can go and drop off your donations. The one on Scrivener will take just about everything. We have been restricted on some items. We cannot take mattresses. The health department will not allow us to do that. And that also includes hide beds, because there is a mattress there that would need to be fumigated and cleaned up. We do not take televisions anymore, because most of the televisions that want to be donated are the old analog televisions, and everybody wants to buy a digital. So nobody wants the televisions. And then we get to the food pantry, which is our baby. Our food pantry is different than most of the food pantries that you go to. And Grace started this way, but you drive up and you tell people you need food, and they walk out with a bag of groceries, and you don't know what's in it. They probably don't know what's in it. Somebody else has bagged it. And there may be a bunch of stuff that you don't want to eat, but that's it. That's all you're going to get. With Grace, you go to the main office, you talk to a caseworker. They receive a food coupon for a dollar amount, depending on the amount of the family, or the size of their family. And then they come over to the food pantry, and all it is a small grocery store. We say we have client choice. They walk in, they're greeted by friendly people like Pat, and they can just shop and get the things that they need, that they know that they will eat, that will be nourishing to their families. And they're able to take things home with them that they know that they're going to take care of. Everything that we get is important. We have families that bring in a few items. We have major corporations that bring in large amounts of items. But there have been many times when the few bottles of oil that Pat has brought in from this church were the only thing that we had to put out on the shelf. And I would like to suggest just one thing: when you're thinking about buying something for Grace, think small. Our desire is to help as many families as we can. And so if someone buys 1 big gallon jug of cooking oil, that will go to one family. But if you can buy 3 or 4 bottles of a smaller size, then we can give cooking oil to 3 or 4 families. Coming up on our holiday season, over Thanksgiving and Christmas, we will provide complete holiday dinners to over 600 people. I have some copies of our holiday list here that I will leave with you. There are some things that are marked out because we either have those in abundance at the present time, or another church or organization has decided to go ahead and cover that item. But we do have quite a few things that we have need for, including volunteers. We have a wonderful couple here that volunteers with us. They've been there longer than I have. In fact, sometimes I have to ask Pat what I need to do because she has all the answers. But if you're interested in volunteering for Grace, come on over and talk to our intake person, and they will lead you to our volunteer coordinator, and we can set you up with some classes and orientation, and then you will be able to join the Grace family as a volunteer. Again, I want to thank you for your cooperation, Grace, and for the time to be here this morning. Thank you.